Or is this full-time MMA now?
I love full-time MMA right now.
Back to the daily grind, and shout out to the full-time patrons. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting. What's up, full-time family? I just got off of work, and while I was at work, this headline came across my desk. No pun intended. No, but seriously, I was on break just, checking the computer, and boom, this came up. I seen it on CSH Combat Sports YouTube channel. I saw the headline, and I was like, yo, is this for real? Because I haven't seen this anywhere, and that's kind of surprising, for one, because this guy already was sort of questionable. I wasn't one of the people that wrote him off as a racist originally because he had those Nazi tattoos, if you recall. Now, who this is Donnie Aaron, the husband of Andrea KGB Lee, or as some people call her, Andrea KKK Lee. But that was just a joke. This shit, it's about to get real, and it seems like Andrea Lee has been the alleged victim of an assault, so definitely, not gonna crack too many jokes on her, because you feel for any chick that's in one of these situations, especially when it's with what seems to be like it may be a piece of shit, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I mean, that's just what it's looking like right now. I mean, like I said, I was one of the people that originally I was like, hey, you don't want to get his tattoos fucking removed. She knows who he is. If she knows that he's changed and he knows that he's changed, we shouldn't be in their motherfucking business, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't one of those people like just, I did point out there was, if you did want to get the tattoo removed, there's some people that would do it for free. I did point that out. But I was also along the lines of, if this motherfucker's got some reason he wants to keep it on his arm to remind him of what not to do, let him. You know what I'm saying? It's all good as long as he's changed, if he's not racist. We haven't seen him burning no crosses, so I was just like, hey, it is what it is. But now, this is the same character that has now allegedly assaulted Andrea Lee, KGB Lee, and this happened August 4th. Now, I'm surprised we're just finding out about this, because they fucking knew Nick Diaz was arrested before he even knew if it was him. Motherfuckers are like, yo, Nick Diaz might be arrested. Check out this arrest report, Nicholas Diaz, but it does say white, so we're not sure if it's Nick, but motherfuckers was on that the day it happened. So for this alleged Nazi motherfucker to be, for this to happen to a female UFC fighter, and this guy to already have a somewhat questionable character, for this to not be out there already, I'm kind of surprised nobody was on this yet. So salute to CSH Combat Sports, but he got this, I believe, from MyMMAnews.com. I've never even been to this website. Maybe I need to add it to my, you know what I'm saying, where to check, because they had the scoop. Now, I'm going to take you guys through the article. That's why we're in a little bit of a different format right now, because normally this is the live stream format, but you guys got to be able to see what's on my screen. This isn't just one screen talking point. We need to be able to scroll through this. I want you guys to see what's going on here, so I'm not just talking out of my ass. You can see the actual report and stuff like that. So here we are. It says, details to an alleged domestic assault on UFC flyweight fighter Andrea Lee are still sketchy, but a publicly released version of a police report has shed some light as to what happened on the night Saturday, August 4th, 2018, in the morning of August 5th. According to a call made to police, Andy Wynn, a professional MMA fighter and best friend of Lee, called for assistance after Lee was allegedly assaulted by her husband, Donnie Aaron. Aaron made headlines earlier this year after photos of a Nazi tattoo on his arm surfaced online. Now check this shit out. In 2009, Aaron was also found guilty and convicted of negligent homicide with a firearm and spent time behind bars. We're going to get into that a little later too, which I normally don't get into people's business like that, because I know every situation is different. I know sometimes, there's just always two sides to every story, so I don't try and get in and play middleman and figure out the fucking details myself, because it's not my business. But with that being said, this is the second time his character has been in question, and since Andrea Lee has, defended him in the past, you remember she called everyone sensitive mofos, we really don't know what's going on here, you know what I'm saying? And if we're about to get into the report where she says, Andy Wynn, and this is a chick who says that I'm in the bedroom, I'm trying to sleep in their house. I can hear them complaining about how Mighty Mouse got robbed. Now the fights were done, I hear Donnie yelling down. I sat up in the bed and I'm like, what the hell is going on? I get a text message from Donnie's mom asking if she needed to come over there, and I was like, no. Then I hear more yelling, he's cussing her out, so I open my door and Andrea runs into her daughter's room. Donnie's trying to burn a cigarette on her arm and body. She's yelling to stop trying to burn her. Donnie's dad is the only one helping me. His dad's like 70 or 80 years old. There's another guy named Kendrick there he's a big strong guy who wouldn't get out of his room to help me. He put on his headphones and was like, this happens all the time. He just tuned it out. Now, I'm going to pause right there. I know situations like that, man. If you are in a situation and your homie and his girl are arguing and they're getting into it and they even fucking get physical, you don't get in their business. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you know them, if you know this happens all the time, if you know they're fighting all the damn time, it's like, who the fuck am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Fucking, if she ain't left yet, what do you want me to do? Fucking fight my homie every time he gets into it with this girl? Then that's just not how shit works. So if he's been there, and that's what I was talking about earlier, maybe this happened more often, because that's what this guy allegedly Kendrick had to say. He said, this happens all the time. So if he's clearly, it seems like he's his homie. If that was Andrea Lee's homie in the house, a roommate, he would have probably defended her. But that's his boy. You know what I'm saying? He probably got fucking Nazi tattoos. I don't know. I'm just saying. But I do know this. If you are in a house with one of your good friends, one of your best friends, one of your, guy friends, and him and his girl are arguing, you normally stay out of that shit. You don't get in their business. So now this chick, of course, wanted her friend help. So she was like, yo, what the fuck is going on? She probably expected this dude to stop it. But he's like, yo, this happens all the time. Just plugged his shit in. So I see where he's at. I don't really put no blame on him, you know what I'm saying? But I've actually been in that situation a few times. So I get it, man. And it's a situation where it does happen all the time. Motherfucking, they clearly don't want to separate. And now this could be a different situation because they got a kid together and also they're married. It's a little harder to just separate than if you're in a bad relationship and you're not fucking married with the kid. So this is a little different situation, but at the same, because it's not as easy to just fucking split up. But a lot of the times, actually, they have kids, and so they're staying together even if they do fucking fight all the time. What do you suggest? How do you solve that problem? Break up the fucking family? Is that what you do? Like, you guys need to go apart. You take the fucking kid, you do the child support thing. A lot of the times people try to make that shit work for the family. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So, I mean, we'll continue though. It says, at the time, I was not in shock that this was happening. I was just panicking. I ran back into my room and texted his mom and I said, I do not want to call the cops. Can you come here? This was about at 1:30 a.m. So I fell back asleep. I wake up at 4:30 a.m. I still hear Donnie at 4:30. Mom and dad had left. I turn on my lights and open the door so Donnie knows I'm awake. Usually he does this crazy stuff behind closed doors. I went to the kitchen. I hear them bickering and then it got quiet. I thought maybe they were done. Then all of a sudden I heard a grunt and the dog was in the kennel and started barking. I can hear her saying, stop, stop. I opened the door and was like, Donnie, leave her alone. He looked like he was lost. He hadn't slept in 2 days. He was drinking for 2 fucking days straight. I don't know what he's on. I'm backing up as he's coming toward me. Andrea was buttoning up her shorts and she was barefoot and ran out the back door. Sounded like this might have been drug induced, you know what I'm saying? It ain't easy to just stay up on alcohol for 2 days straight without the help of a little cocaina or something like that to keep you up, you know what I'm saying? You can fucking get drunk and pass out. So to be up for 2 days isn't just fucking easy if you're fucking, you know what I'm saying, if you're drinking for 2 days. I mean, not in my experience. I used to pass the fuck out, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But she said he looked at him like he was lost, and this is her account. She said, then Donnie was yelling, she's been cheating on me for 3 fucking years. I was like, no, she hasn't. You've been thinking she has. She hasn't done anything. He saw her running and he was like, oh, no, you're not. And he went after her. She's sprinting. It's 5:30 a.m. I put my gym clothes on to chase after if I had to. Donnie goes back to the house and he's like, I did it again. I did it again. And I was like, what did you do? Did you kill her? Because he has killed someone before. I didn't know if he grabbed a rock and banged her head. I was scared to walk outside. He was like, no, I made her run barefoot again. I told him to give me the keys to the Jeep, and he refused because he thought she would think it was him and would not stop. I knew there was gas. I knew there was no gas in the Jeep because I drove it home last because Donnie was drunk at the bar. He finally gives me the keys, and the sun is coming up. I drove to the gas station. I jumped out and called the cops from the gas station. I told them that my best friend is getting hurt from her husband, gave name and address, and like 6 cops showed up. She had Ubered to a hotel. I met her at the hotel and gave her all her belongings. Then the cops came over to the hotel and they did the interrogation or investigation or whatever. I was not there at the house when the cops came, but Donnie saw the cop cars coming and he ran out the house with his dad, and he's been gone ever since. They should have a warrant for his arrest now. And it's fucked up because Donnie used to be a cop. He's fucked up in the head. He was making her do things to try and fake evidence that she was cheating. He was trying to get her to pull her pants off and take pictures to send to a guy so it looked like she sent it. He's fucked up in the head. They had been arguing all week. She couldn't train because he kept her home. He wouldn't let her leave. I didn't call the cops until it got physical and I couldn't do nothing anymore. She continued to say he was trying to choke her, but she was defending herself well. She didn't get beat up bad. The police did take pictures of the marks on her neck. Wasn't bad this time, no black eyes or anything, but he has hit her before. I just wasn't there. He was my coach and my friend. This was the first time I was in the presence, and I was not going to let this fly. The domestic violence has been going on for years. I just never saw it. Here's another thing. The UFC and many other people offered Donnie free tattoo cover-up, and he still never did it. You see online the small swastika on his elbow. I have a bigger picture of a bigger tattoo on the shoulder that nobody knows about. All he had to do was cover up the little one, but he didn't. I would have done it for my wife to save her career, but he didn't. This is shitty, and it's not Andrea's fault. She's sweet and kind, and she forgives him all the time. This is it. So her homegirl was fed up, called the police. First time she actually saw it, even though she had heard about it. Sounded like maybe more people. I mean, at least Andrea Lee knew about it, and the Kendrick character. He said this happens all the time. She said it's been happening for years. And so seems like a shitty situation. And it seems like, honestly, Andrea Lee might just be in a shitty situation. She might not know how to get out of, honestly. I mean, she might not know what the fuck to do. If we separate, what happens with the kid? Since I'm a fucking professional fighter, he might get, that shit you think about. He might get the kid because I'm a pro athlete, so I got to travel all the time. So she would fucking don't want to lose her kid in the divorce. So even if she's been wanting to get away, and since they're married, and boom, what if she didn't sign no motherfucking prenup? She's a UFC fighter now, so boom, they divorce. She's probably got to give him half, give him the kid. Her shit is fucked if they get divorced, kinda. Let's say behind fucking closed doors, if she did ask him, yo, everyone's giving me fucking heat because you're tattooed. All you gotta do is get the small one removed. Like the homegirl said, all he had to do was get the small one removed. He's got a big ass one on his shoulder none of us knew about. But all he had to do was get the small one removed for free, and he chose not to. That was hurting her career. He didn't give a fuck enough about her to save her career, but she's low-key trapped in a situation if she don't got like a prenup, you know what I'm saying? If she don't want to fucking have to give him custody of the daughter, so that's an unfortunate situation to be in, especially when you got a budding UFC career. With that being said, here's the police report. You can see pictures. There's, of course, parts bleeped out. That's another reason we had to come in this. Oh, by the way, let's get into this fucking negligent homicide, by the way. You know what I'm saying? That's what I said. This dude's character definitely in question after tonight. I mean, August fucking 4th. We're just hearing about it tonight. But yeah, so this is about the fucking shooting. If you didn't know about the details about this, okay, I'll just read it. Aaron, a former police officer, has a history of violence and was convicted in 2009 of a negligent homicide with a firearm after shooting an unarmed man 7 times. He escaped more serious charges of manslaughter that could have landed him in prison for 40 years. June's controversy arrived whenever the Nazi tattoos surfaced, but so it was an unarmed dude and he shot him 7 times. I'm just saying, that fucking always sounds bad. And he got charged. So shit, this is strike 3. because you had this first situation way back when, you know, whenever he was, what did it say? He was he was a former police officer. And so this situation, he still got off kind of fucking light, because it's like I said, he could have been in prison for 40 years. And the part that sticks out to me is the dude was unarmed and you shot him 7 times. What the fuck is really going on? You know what I'm saying? A lot of the times, if you're in the right, they get off. They don't get charged. So he got charged, but that was strike 1. Strike 2, the motherfucking Nazi tattoos. You know what I'm saying? And the unwillingness to get them removed. And now this is the fucking end all be all right here. These alleged assault charges on Andrea Lee. You got the witness there, her homegirl, one of her best friends. Homie was in the house, said this happens all the time. So this is strike 3. So with that being said, we'll see if Andrea Lee can, you know what I'm saying, distance herself from this guy now. If that's what she's aiming to do, at least she should now. I mean, before she called us all sensitive ass mofos. What's she gonna do now? Stick around? Now, like I said, I feel for her if she's in a situation where I honestly have an inclination to believe that, because I know people that I know a lot of the time when they go through situations like this, that's a big thought. And it's never about a fucking prenup. It's always about the kids. Like, yo, if we separate, one of us takes the kids, the other one has to go on child support, we might as well just stay together. You know what I'm saying? And even if that's toxic as fuck, they stay together for the kids. And now, especially, think about this. If you're in a situation where you actually have something to lose, man or woman, it's like, God damn, I should have signed the prenup with your dumb ass. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't, so I'm fucked. Unless I want to give you half of everything I make for however long. You know what I'm saying? So I feel for Andrea Lee if she's in a situation like that. But hopefully, with this 3rd strike, she can see clear and separate from this if she cares about her career. Because staying with this dude, I don't think anybody's going to give you a fucking pass after this. You know what I'm saying? If you're choosing to be with the dude and now nobody fucking trusts his character, especially with the Nazi tattoos. I don't think anybody's going to accept Andrea Lee staying with this guy and you know, sponsors fucking with Andrea Lee after this or anything like that if he doesn't come out full fucking tattoos off. I'm talking about even the non-Nazi tattoos. Those motherfuckers gotta come off. You gotta have no tattoos if you want to be with Andrea Lee at this point, if you give a fuck about her career, which it doesn't seem like you do, since you didn't even get the small tattoos taken care of just to save her fucking career. What's going on? You know, like, seriously, this chick is a budding fucking star in the UFC flyweight division. You're getting a little bit of heat to cover up your small tattoo, not even your big one. That's probably coming next. But for right now, can we just do the small one? No? You clearly don't. It don't seem like you give a fuck about, and not even just Andrea Lee. It almost doesn't seem like you got to think about the whole family here. Unless, you know, because I'm just saying this, anything Andrea Lee does in her career, of course it's going to help out their family, their daughter, and you too. If more money for the house is more money for your family. So by not getting that little tattoo covered up, it's keeping her back from her full potential and essentially her earnings for your family. So it just seems like a fucked up situation that it had to come to this. Like I said, it hasn't been reported by a lot of necessarily MMA websites, but now this shit is picked up by fucking yahoo.com. This is on yahoo.com. This is the fucking headline too. Police, UFC's Andrea Lee allegedly assaulted by husband, a convicted killer with Nazi ties. Yeah, when you put it that way, right? But with that being said, it is what it is, man. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. And before we go, shout out to all the full-time MMA white belts that have hit the subscribe button. Make sure you also hit the bell right next to it so you get notified every time I upload a new video, or some of the time that I upload a new video, because YouTube's notification bell is a player hater. But this is one of the hardest working independent MMA channels on YouTube. We provide daily updates, full fight card breakdowns and predictions. We make MMA fighter freestyles, and we've already interviewed pro fighters Aljamain Sterling, Sean O'Malley, Felony Charles Bennett, and Bruce Lushmedio in just a little over a year as an MMA channel. We're one of the fastest growing MMA channels on YouTube. So with that being said, if you're interested in more videos like this, check out the Full-Time MMA Dojo over at patreon.com. One of the things you can see while you're over there are some of the goals of the channel, and also more free videos like this, betting advice, and more. We just launched the full-time MMA store over on teespring.com, and we've got some limited edition gear in order to celebrate that. We've got some Day One Poop the Other Side shirts that are only available for a limited time. Also, you got leggings, phone cases, Don't Be a Bagel Biter, coffee mugs, and more. With that being said, you can check the links out in the description if you want to check out the Full-Time MMA Dojo or the Full-Time MMA store on Teespring. I apologize about the long outro, but a closed mouth don't get fed, so respect. Let the Full-Time family know what you think in the comments. I'm out.
Da 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 da. It's the motherfucking DOG.